in the hospital, and we danced around the area. She was extremely blissful. Afterwards, the room looked like like after Maha Abhishek, where you put and so on. And I really felt Krishna had shown me the right thing, because I didn't initiate this. This was done one. Brijbasi thought he is not in Kartik here, so let us encourage him. Now Viraj comes to him. That's what this priest, the priest decided. He brought a few other priests and so on. I wanted to give you an example. Now for you, this example, you may think, no, that's normal. I mean, is he so crazy to not go to the hospital when he's sick? See, there is a higher consideration in this. My feeling was, after I heard from these devotees who had avoided the hospital and took shelter at Krishna's lotus feet with body, mind and heart, they were cured from the disease. I thought that's higher than just going to these medicines where you don't really know if they work. I had tried already allopathic medicine and some Ayurvedic medicine from Berlin that didn't work. And I thought, could I not now try to live more in Krishna consciousness, more Krishna-centered and not medicine-centered? Could I not do this? It was a great decision, a great wrestling for me. And afterwards, I thought, this disease usually lasts. My father told me I had it for 3 years. So 1 month more or less didn't make really a difference. And the pain could be tolerated. It was heavy, but I have learned to tolerate up to a certain degree of pain. It was not as bad as when the disease broke out. It was a little better because I had Ayurvedic medicine for Berlin. So I use this example to tell you that I know from my own experience, which was maybe for you not so clear the example, but for me, in my little world of Krishna consciousness, this was a major decision. I decided to see myself as a preacher in Prabhupada's movement and do things like you do, and not do it like these exalted Vaishnavas. I just made this decision and so on. Afterwards, I stayed the time I stayed in the hospital. I stayed at Braj and did my bhajan. I mean, I just did it a little time delayed and asked Radharani to accept it anyways. All of us need to make decisions in their lives. Maybe your decision will not be in these matters. Maybe it will be very easy for you to make a decision there. But there are other decisions which might be much more difficult. Decisions where you have to ask yourself, what is the right decision now in my situation? You cannot live the life of someone else. You cannot even live the life which you lived 20 years ago, because you have changed. You need to know now what is right, what is not wrong. Be very clear. I want to suggest the process which I call the process of deconstructing your life and constructing it anew. It is a process I learned from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who said, first comes deconstruction, then comes construction. I want to invite you to do this step-by-step process which will bring you to your authentic life. You will most probably have to concentrate very much, because I will have to apply to your intelligent intelligence, and not, I will not tell a story, but philosophy now. See, as we grow up, we adopt certain concepts, ideas, understandings, realizations, things which we have seen, we learn in life, at least we try to learn in life. And in this way, each one of us has around himself a certain world of understanding. When I would ask the persons in Vrindavan how they solve a disease, they will say by dust. If I would ask you, you will say by antibiotics. You have a different understanding. But this is only a small example. There are many, many understandings. Some of you might be a freedom lover. I must do my own thing. Others will say, no, I cannot trust myself. I must do what the institution tells me. Otherwise, who will save me from myself? Another person. I will bring two extreme positions. Can you understand what I say? Both have their value. Both are personal realizations, how to deal with life. Others think I must increase my knowledge in order to deal with the world. Let me study. Others think, study. The less I accept from that field, the more I know. That was my viewpoint. I ran away from school with this. I don't want this history, this constructed history. Who tells me that it was like this? They just take a few things from what happened and then they construct history. For instance, I learned this when I was in ISKCON. I read the history of ISKCON and Prabhupada Lilamrita, and then Ravindra Swarup gave a seminar called The Hidden History of ISKCON. It was a total different picture. I learned why Prabhupada made decisions. They were because we misbehaved. And I learned, oh no, not what? Horrible! If you want to be surprised, there is a seminar you can listen to. Hidden, something the secret history of it. So the world has there's one type of history, official history, then there's the critical analysis of history, it looks already different. Then there's another thing. I thought like, but other things, no, I must study. Yes, some gurus think like this. I think it is a good point. This is their view. There are other views. Throughout our lives, we accept different views, and they become our guidelines through life, different understandings, and so on and so forth. A philosophy, different parts of the philosophy make more sense to me. First I may think Vaidhi Bhakti, then I may say Raganuga Bhakti, different parts, you know. First I think all Mayas are all Grihastas and Maya. Then I think they are the one who know the truth of life. We change, we develop, we adopt concepts and we discard them. If you want to become Krishna conscious, it's good to deconstruct all these constructions, everything, and ask the question, what do I really know? Not what do I think I know, not what I even believe at this stage, what do I really know? When I did this investigation in my life, when I applied this, I came up to an answer. What I really know is that I want God. That I know. I'm very interested in God. I was a religious-minded or spiritually-minded person before Krishna conscious. I'm now very interested in Krishna. This is what I know. I'm interested. Okay, what more do you know, Sachinanda Swami? Then I said, well, the fact that I'm longing so much for Krishna means that I can't just be a material being. I'm a soul. I know this. Well, then I asked, how do you know this? This could just be an interpretation, something you learned and you want to believe. And then I said, no. I went to surgery twice, and 2 times. I went to surgery 4 or 5 times in my life, but 2 of these 4 times, I could see how I separated from the body during narcosis. I saw my body on the bed, and I went through the wall. You know, that could be your mind. Mind, you can send your mind in dreams and anywhere you want. No, it was myself. I know this. This is what I know. So I know I'm a soul. I'm something else than just the body and the mind. So as I was doing this thing, I went further. I also know one thing. When I remember Krishna, I'm happy. If I don't remember him, I'm unhappy. That I know. That's an experience. I know also that I like japa and kirtan. I like the holy name. Not always, because I'm sometimes dull and covered, but there are such sweet moments, like in Radhadesh Mellows this year, when there was one devotee, he sang a kirtan, and 2 actually, 2. There was the 2 kirtans which were extraordinarily satisfying to the soul, with lots of remembrance of my time in Vrindavan and so on. This I know, because I have experienced this. It's an experience which is part of my life. So, and then as I went, after deconstructing everything, as I went and asked this question, what do I really know? I started to construct my authentic life. And I want to, because some of you may be shocked by such a deconstruction, construction process, I want to say, in my case, I arrived at the same place. What I really realized, as I was doubting really everything and just asking the question, what have I experienced? What do I know? I found out also that I also know that I'm a limited person. I'm not very intelligent. I can go a little with my intelligence, 2 meters away from my head, I can think, but not much further. And I understood, when I read in the Shastras can bring me to a deeper understanding, where I not only think these things, but I can feel them to be true. And with that, I had saved my whole Krishna consciousness. I believe in the Shastras. That is what I know. I believe. I have this faith. Anyone can attack me and say, you're just believing it. Yes, but I know that I believe it. I know this. It works. I'm really into this. It's not something like this. Something which I have just put on myself. Doesn't really fit me. It's not a head. It's not good for this you photograph. Do you listen, you photographer? And not just think this is a good photo. This is a good point. You should think. Maybe you have made the photo to remind you of this. Okay, I want to be a little mellow here. Deconstruct. And then find out what do you know, and you will find your own path. I know one of my disciples thought marriage is the versus Maya in the universe. He thought like this. It's really what I never do. Now when someone says like this, you know they will soon do it. So he asked me, Guru Maharaj, what do you think? Should I marry or not? I don't, what do you think? I never. Whatever you oppose that much, it occupies your mind so much that it's in your mind, it's in the subconsciousness, you press it there and it just comes out there. I said, well, I think you should decide. I have no idea. I think marriage is Maya. Yes. So then he came. I was for some treatment. I somehow get always a little sick in Russia, and he was so sick because when you don't live your life, your authentic life, and you press everything, you just follow some concept, and you just put everything away from you, away. Ultimately, your mind gets like this, and then if you don't listen to this, that you feel so